So when it came to Nilgiris, it's our own backyard where we have grown up and we have seen that area for many, many years now. And when we looked up, there was no such film about the whole Biosphere Reserve being the first Biosphere Reserve in India. It was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1986, and after that, not many films have been made on the Nilgiris Biosphere Reserve. So that gave us a big inspiration. That was a big inspiration for us to make something about our own backyard rather than go somewhere else.
Your movie has an interesting set of actors. They come as they like, they come as they go, and they behave as they want. So how difficult was it to capture the birds, animals and other flora and fauna?
So behind the camera, there's a huge team of people, the huge team of camera people who sit from morning 5 till evening 7, 8, and sometimes they'll have to sit through the night to actually capture these behaviors, interesting behaviors, which is usually not seen frequently, if you see. And the entire efforts goes towards mainly trying to capture the behavior, because you might find a tiger sleeping and then you can only capture it so much. There's no behavioral action which happens. So there's an entire team of people who wait for a long time. It's about patience and perseverance, like Adarsh was telling. And like you said, they come at their own time, they come in their own place, so we don't have a set place where we can actually expect them. So it's more like on the go and very dynamic compared to your other kinds of filmmaking in fiction or non-fiction together. So the wildlife filmmaking's entire setup itself is a very unique and a different way of working.
Every film.
No, to add to that, sorry, it's about, see, if you've seen the film, there's a Hornbill sequence. It's a team effort. There's a Hornbill sequence in the film. It's a team effort. So our team sat in the hide for 70 days just to get a 2-minute shot in the film. So you can imagine the kind of team effort. It's like we were filming in multiple locations. There were various teams. We split into... though it's not like, I would not say like a feature film strength of number of people working there. It will be 3 people, 4 people, but in those sets we were like, in 3 different locations for 3 years.
Every movie has a pre-production stage. They create an outline, they have a plot, but this is something very random. So how do you weave a narrative?
So basically it is not random, because when you decide to work on something, you kind of have an idea of what you want to show, what is your overall goal is decided. The narrative comes in later, the story, the stitching comes in later, but you know what you want to say, and that is the crux or the core of the movie. And after the visuals are done, there are different sequences. You put each sequence together and then you see how you connect one sequence to another to make a meaningful narrative and a wholesome experience for a viewer.
I mean, to add to that, basically, since you're talking about pre-production, there's an unknown invisible process which a lot of people forget, which is basically the permitting, because everywhere we film has to have the proper permits from the forest department or the necessary district administration, which itself takes a long time than sometimes filming the animals, because there are areas where we need to explain as to why that is necessary to be filming there. And also the administration always gives the support, but then coming to a common ground is quite a task. And then we have Adarsh, whose main tasks is sometimes to do that. And then like he always tells...
It's a team effort.
Yeah, it's team effort.
It's always a team effort. There's nothing like... Sandesh Kadur is a director. He puts together the team first. That is more important, the production comes later. The director's vision is to put a team together, the capable, who can be sitting in a place for like 6 to 6 is not a joke, it is like you have to wait with patience. Some days, like the stars are animals, they might turn up, they might not turn up. So we generally know the movement, and it's not photography, it's film. So for a wildlife photographer, it's a dream for an animal to look into his camera. For us, it's the other way around. We don't want the animal looking into our camera.
Not many people may know, but your team has been behind some of the biggest global wildlife documentaries in the world, and you've worked with a lot of big names, and this is certainly an Indian documentary that is on a grand scale. So, can we expect another such documentary, and what would that be your topic?
This itself took 3 years, and our effort, we didn't even know that we'll be in the theaters. You know, we just made the film, and it is. We are just going with the flow, because the whole force of people who have seen this are taking it forward rather than we doing anything. You know, coming to Indian Panorama IFFI itself is a pride. You know, it's a proud moment for us. And we have gone to many other international festivals also. Of course, the next one is already in the pipeline, because we start filming. As I said, we don't script first, we film first, and then we start writing.
What is the topic?
Largely, you have to wait and watch, but largely I could say the greatest place on this planet, the Himalaya.
Thank you.